We are back and we have this last segment, and we've been discussing issues even while we are taking a break. And the problem is basically the capability, the intellectual capacity, or even does the president, is he capable even of making proper decisions? He alone, he himself, has become a clear and present danger even to himself. And the request of VACC as of this morning basically is very straightforward, because he likes guns and he likes to fire them. Shouldn't he have been subjected to a certification, some type of psychiatric test? And the answer to that should be yes, because he should not be above the law. There is the law, and there he is, the mandated president, allegedly by the all-powerful and the all-great Smartmatic, who runs this country. But in spite of Smartmatic choosing him to be the president, shouldn't that psychiatric certification be made public so we know if we are going to get into more trouble? Now, I'd like to take it just a little bit further now with Lito David with us and Dante Jimenez. Gentlemen, alam naman natin pagdating sa Kongreso, it's the tyranny of the majority when they start to vote. And we already know the tyranny of the majority has been at play with Corona. They took him out. Yun, nabayaran yung mga Senado. Yung pagdating kay Mercedita Gutierrez, hawak niya yung Kongreso because tama nga naman, lahat ng mga congressman, senador, in 1 year's time is going to go into an election. Kung ipitin ko ang pondo mo, even though wala nang supposedly PIDA, there are what you call allocated line budgets that's supposed to go devolve to local government. Pero sa kanila pa rin dadaan because they were the ones who chose these projects. In other words, the pork barrel does exist. It just has a different name now. And in fact, it's a name that nobody knows. But they who receive are those who know. Di ba? Parang ganon. Hindi kaya hawak niya pa rin talaga. And pagdating ng Hunyo, Hunyo ang petsa ng kailangan desisyonan eh. Because the peace process people, Ferrer, Deles, together with Noynoy Aquino, seem to require that the BBL be passed in its present state, di ba? I mean, we all know that they report not to us but to Malaysia. Now the president also wants to report to Malaysia. Obviously, interestingly enough, the Malaysian president is in dire trouble right now. His disposition politically has eroded, and it continues to erode. The property that Malaysia will never give up, it is obvious, is Sabah, which belongs to us because after all, it's still paying rent to the Sultanate until now of 77,000 pesos per year, considering they make trillions when it comes, in US dollars, when it comes to the oil and gas. Pero hindi kaya mawawala uli sa atin yung Maguindanao, yung mga arm, di ba? Kasi mukhang bibigay talaga ng presidente sa kanila at wala tayong magagawa. So, let's go to the BBL. I learned something about that. We discussed this with Dante about a year ago. It is the idea of going federal republic. I think it is time. Why allow just the arm? Federalism yun eh. Yung ginagawa nila, maliwanag yun, federal seclusion. In fact, that is worse because it doesn't report to the republic. They can now deal with another country on their own. Independence. Actually, hindi federal ang BBL, it's secessionist. Di ba?
Yeah.
Now, pagdating, yung taong bayan ngayon nagising na. Kasi yung namatay ang 44, marami nagkikustyon na. Pero in spite of that, hindi mo kaya ang presidente. Kasi pinipilit pa rin ang presidente, matigas talaga ulo eh. Ano kaya? So, bumaba siya. Anong maganda gawin dyan? Mag-federal na lang tayo para wala nang masabing Mindanao.
Yeah.
Yun lang ang solusyon doon. Ano?
Yeah, I buy this advocacy now of Mayor Duterte of Davao City. Remember? Siya ngayon among the, maybe, I don't know if he will run for the president. Huh?
Well, he's still...
Hindi pa. But you see, yung kanyang advocacy on federalism speaks well of what is the problem in Mindanao. He said that di Tausug and di Maranaos, hindi sila pwede magsama eh. Hiwalay pa rin yan eh.
Maski anong gawin mo?
Kahit anong gawin mo, historically. So, kung ano yung nandun sa may Zamboanga, Basilan,
But Dante, kung sinasabi ni Duterte, Mayor Duterte, na talagang hindi sila pwede magsama, alam mo, the total Muslim population vis-a-vis the rest of the country, the Filipinos, the population, you're only talking 94% versus 6% Muslim. Who the hell cares what they do and if they can't get along? Diba? I mean, they're only 6% and they're threatening all of us. We have an army of 140 strong, 1,000, and almost the same in the PNP. So you're talking 250 strong with guns, authorized to carry guns. I mean, we can annihilate all of these Muslims overnight. No, literally. I don't know why we're having such a big deal when they're only 6%. And that 6% is spread all over, even in the NCR. In every province, may Muslim naman eh. It is not, I do not disrespect Islam. I do disrespect the rebels calling themselves MILF, MNLF, ngayon meron pang Jim. Di ba?
Jim, oo.
Who, incidentally, nahuli kayong umaga, si Tabaco.
Yung
So,
sa kaso
tambako.
yung sa kaso ng federalism insofar as the Muslim Mindanao is concerned. I wrote extensively on that way back in 2007.
So you agree with it?
Federalism?
Yes.
No.
You don't?
No. We want greater autonomy, no, to each and every province.
How would you give greater autonomy without federalism?
No, you have the local government code. All you have to do is increase the powers by
But the local government code is exactly what happened in the army. The Ampatuans gathered billions.
hindi,
And then you have Muswari who did the same thing.
ang diferensya doon, Harry, ganito. Yung ARM was a failure not insofar as giving autonomy to the Muslim population. What was wrong with it was we force ourselves, no, we force them to be together in one regional body. We very well know that except for their faith, nothing else is common to them. No? Yung economic base ng Maranao is different. Iba ang economic base ng Maguindanaoan,
But
iba rin
giving
ang
them
economic base
a
ng
federal
Tausug.
government in Mindanao, let's suppose we break them into different areas because they're provinces naman there. We can break that and give them autonomy within the federal system.
Ang problema dun sa federal system, you'll be creating another level of bureaucracy. That will be, yung pera na pwede mo sanang gagamitin for services and everything, will all go to salaries again. No? Kaya ang inaano namin is, you revisit the local government code, ano pa yung mga powers ng national government that you can devolve
You
to
know,
them, etc.
It's interesting at least we're discussing something intellectual. And rightfully so, dapat naman talaga talakayan ng bayan ang federalism. Totoo yan. Ang ganda, we're giving different points of views. Instead of forcing a secessionist movement to be forced upon the Filipino. Parang ganun yan. Ito maganda ito. Yan ang dapat tinatalakay natin. A federal system because there are many provinces, Bicol being one of them, represented by Mr. Jimenez, that wherein the source of power, their natural resource is being taken away from them rather than they rebuilding it, nourishing it, and making it bigger.
Yeah, you know, Harry, the problem with the local government code is that all the important features of to be a progressive region is absent. Number one, who controls the money? It's the national government.
Sa bagay,
Under
mas
the
lalo na
local
ngayon.
government
Pag wala ka sa Liberal Party, out ka.
money. Who gives the authority to issue permits sa mga natural resources? National pa rin.
National government.
So in other words,
DNR.
ang ano dito is, ang posisyon namin kasi sa Bicol Autonomy Movement is similar already, leading to federalism. Meaning to say that let us teach already the various regions how to be independent by themselves.
Local autonomy means a greater local government.
Yes.
Basically,
Which
ganun din.
can be done without having to create a
Well,
federalized
if
system. no?
there is a mestizo of sorts, why
kung
not? If it can be
For example,
subject
yung
to
sa
that.
IRA pa lang, no? Sa IRA pa lang, ngayon ano yung hatian? 60-40. Why don't you give it 30-70?
Oh,
Parang
baliktad.
ganun, ano? In terms of collecting taxes. You can always give it to the local government. no?
diretso,
Tapos just
kesa-
give it sa our share, ganun,
Correct.
di ba?
Ganun dapat. For the
Oo.
army, for the national.
So you
tama
don't
yun.
you don't really need another level of bureaucracy to do that. No, you have the provinces. Buti sana kung magpe-federal tayo, tatanggalin mo yung system ng barangay or system ng munisipyo or ng probinsya, but no eh.
But you know,
You will just be creating another level, no? Another
But you
level
see,
of bureaucracy.
The federal system has already been proven in progressive nations like Canada.
Yeah, but every
in
country-
Asia, Malaysia, may kanya-kanya yan eh.
Kanya-kanya.
Pero ang importante rito kasi is i-ano natin na sa regions yung development ng
Empower
them
the
already.
regions. Empower
Tanggalin
the
mo na
regions,
yung
the provinces.
kahit na sabihin mo na 80-20 pero ang mag-a-approve pa rin presidente ng Pilipinas.
Useless.
Hindi.
Baliwala yun. It will not really be felt and there will be no, I would say, na parang, para bang motivation for the people, let's say, of Bicol to govern themselves. Kaya naman namin dun eh. Meron kaming geothermal. As you just said, imagine, alam mo sino nakikinabos geothermal namin? Ibang lugar. Saan galing yung kuryente ng Albay? Buka ng coal sa Bataan.
Sa Bataan.
May gali. So, itong complaint na kaya ang kuryente ron napakataas. See? So, yung I think experts really has to sit
Kailangan
down.
talakayan. But
Yeah.
definitely, the Bangsamoro Basic Law is unacceptable.
Yes.
We can all
But
agree with
it's
this.
no different from the ARM. Kasi you're still forcing them to be together eh. When they should be given autonomy by groups.
No, but why are we dealing with rebels like the MILF? I mean, number one, they shot our police. And then we're still dealing peace with them. How can you deal with a rebel who shoots you? Di ba? Who requires permission. We require permission from them to go into our own country. And then when we ask them to make a report, they'd rather report to Malaysia. Obvious ba?
Well, it's a $750 million question.
Yeah. Gentlemen, we are reached. You know, it's always enjoyable when I have you guys here. It's just, I wonder if the viewing public, how you feel, especially if you're part of the Yellow Army and you carry those yellow ribbons behind your cars. It is not because the person is bad. Maybe it is the person is just incapable of. Maybe there's ignorance of the law, but the problem is in law, ignorance is not acceptable. Then there's also that part na he may be a good person, hindi naman magnanakaw. But isn't it competence we require? I mean, I always ask that question. Kung ang leader natin ay corrupt, gaya sinabi nila kay GMA, pero marunong naman, ano mas gusto mo, yon o yung hindi corrupt, pero hindi naman pwede maging presidente, walang kakayanan? Anong mas maigi? Ayan, may problema ka sa China, may problema ka dyan sa BBL na yan. Sino mas pipiliin mo? Yung corrupt pero marunong talaga? Hindi pamimigay yung bayan? O yung hinahati na ang Mindanao, pinamimigay na sa Malaysia? Tapos yung presidente, tuloy-tuloy tumatakbo doon, tapos kinakausap yung mga Muslim na walang ginawa kundi barilin ng mga taong bayan natin. Kayo po magde-decide. Gentlemen, parting words. Dante Jimenez.
Well, our concern really is to prevent the possible really breakdown of peace and order. And we have seen already in the past few months that peace and order has really deteriorated to the point that no one's safe anymore in the streets. Even inside your house, you can be entered into any time. I've seen so many victims of heinous crimes, those who have been raped, killed, and then burned. I mean, and then look at the law. Look at what happened in New Bilibid prison. You have already there convicted of these illegal drugs, and still they are cooking drugs inside the New Bilibid prison. What kind of penalty are going to give them? Ano bang kaparusahan? It has become a tragedy for all of us, and the criminals syndicates already laughing at us. And especially if we don't have a strong political will to deter all these crimes and deter probable yung mga major decisions, like the president has been making a lot of faulted decisions that costs lives and property. And the Philippines is now a laughing stock internationally. That is the sad thing here. We hope that it will not be too personal for us to request, again, I would like to reiterate, a psychiatric test on our commander-in-chief. Because I have already discussed two major events that practically could spell who he is as a commander-in-chief during crisis moments. The Luneta, Hong Kong hostage-taking in 2010, after his assumption of presidency, and then recently the killing of our 44 SAF, and at the same time 18 rebels were killed and some civilians. We are in a dangerous situation. Our nation is at danger.
Lito, very quickly.
We have reached rock bottom insofar as governance is concerned. No? Let's not wait for it to implode. Otherwise, we might see certain things na we would not want to happen to our children in particular. No? So our call is for him to step down together with the rest of those who have not been legitimately elected. That includes BP Binay, no? The senators and the, so to speak, congressmen. No? And if they do not do so, no, despite our calls, then let's oust them.
Maliwanag yun. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed our program. So much to talk about, so little time. Thank you very much. We hope you've enjoyed our program.
You are what you watch.